live in a world where cars can be just as fast as a refrigerator box. For example, Mr. Aidan Merrill's Tesla Model 3 Performance, which out of the box is a very fast car. But it got me thinking today, and there's got to be other cars out there that are quote-unquote sleeper cars that you can buy out of the box, and they're pretty quick without you having to do any modifications. I'm going to do this in a list of top 5s. My name is Evo, and you're watching GaudinX. So the first car we're going to start off with is one that they don't make anymore, and you're going to see that's a trend on this list. But the first car is the Chevy SS. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is this? It looks like a Malibu. Looks like an Impala. It's because you're correct. It quite literally is a Malibu with a 6.2 liter LS3 V8 stuck in underneath the hood and a 6-speed manual. The Chevy SS is a Holden Commodore that they took and they brought to the US and changed the badges, which actually is pretty popular for everybody to put the Holden badges on because they look cooler. But it is based off of the, I guess you could say, the Malibu platform or whatnot, but they produced it from about 2014 to 2017. Now you may be thinking to yourself, you just said earlier the Tesla Model 3 is fast, and it is faster than this. Yes, that's true. But this is a car that, well, not looking at prices today because they've gone through the roof, but you could have bought for like 45 grand, 40 grand or whatever, and you got a V8 with a stick shift, and it could do huge burnouts because that was the point of it. And with a slight modification, you could make this thing pretty quick. But again, we're talking stock for stock, and 415 horsepower with a V8 rear-wheel drive manual is not bad at all. That it is a nasty car that is, fortunately at this point, or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, very appreciated, and they've gone up in value. It's hard to get your hands on one because they don't make them anymore, and everybody wants one. So that's the first car on the list. Now, moving on to the second car on this list, it is going to be the, I guess you can say pretty much any generation, but I'm talking more specifically about the new one, the 8th generation, the Volkswagen Golf R. This is the Mark 8 Golf R, and these things are insane. I mean, it's bang for bang. It is a fantastic car. We have a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4, and you may be thinking to yourself, the GTI has one, and that's not a crazy car. That's true, but this has 330 horsepower with 295 pound-feet of torque, but the kicker is it's all-wheel drive. So this thing is quite literally a pocket rocket. I mean, it launches super hard. It is very quick. When I had my 2012 Mercedes CLS 550 with a V8 twin turbo, I raced a good friend of mine's Golf R, and the Golf R kept up with the CLS. Actually, probably would have been quicker. Well, in the top end, the Mercedes was quicker because of the V8, but the fact that the Golf R kept up with a twin turbo V8 is pretty solid with about 100 less horsepower. It's hard to beat. It really is hard to beat. Now, the third car on this list is going to be a land yacht with a lot of power. This is going to be pretty much any generation of the Mercedes S65 AMG. Now, you may be asking yourself, how the heck is an S-Class a sleeper car on here? Well, the S65 is a 6-liter twin-turbo V12 with 621 horsepower, which, okay, sure, it's a lot of power, but it does weigh a lot. But here's the kicker. It's got 738 pound-feet of torque. Now, by the way, this is the same engine that is in the Pagani Huayra, which you guys know that is a hypercar that's very pretty and it's very quick. You could buy one of these, like let's say a 2010, 2011 for like 25 grand, and you've got a 740 pound-feet of torque land yacht that can do 200 miles an hour. That shouldn't be allowed. That's actually insane. I mean, this car is literally meant to carve the Autobahn. You're meant to sit in the back of it. The car's meant to do 185 miles an hour comfortably at high speed. And you're just going to sit back, massaging seats on, heated seats, cooled seats, whatever you want to have on, playing some nice music in the background. And it's going to get you from point A to point B in comfort and super quick. Let's move on to the next car on this list. Now, the next car on this list is something that I like a lot because it's a very cheap version of a high-performance car. This is the BMW E39 540i. Now, you were expecting me to say the M5, but the M5 is not a sleeper because it's an M5, so you know what it is. This car is actually kind of nuts. I mean, it's got a 4.4 liter M62 V8, which produces about 282 horsepower and 324 pound-feet of torque that you could have got with a 5-speed manual transmission. You see the trend. V8, rear-wheel drive, a lot of power, manual, which, I mean, a lot of power is something that you can say maybe not nowadays, but in 2001 or in 1999, when you could have walked in there and bought one of these, that was a good amount of power. It's hard to beat this car. I mean, the E39 is probably the best 5 Series out there. Fight me, that's my opinion. But it's a great looking car. Even the non-M Sport's a great looking car. V8, you got the manual. Is the V8 reliable? If you do the timing chains, yes, sure, it will be. It will burn oil, but if you have a BMW and it doesn't burn oil, then you should probably check your oil level because you might be out of oil. But it's a great car. The E39 is a solid platform, and even to this day, it's a great looking car and it's a great driving car. But let's move on to the last car on this list. Now, the last car on this list is going to be probably I dare I say the king of the sleepers. This is the Volvo V70R. Now, if you don't know anything about high performance Volvos or anything, you see this, you're going to think this is your algebra high school teacher's Volvo station wagon that he drove every day to work, and he lives his boring life because he goes home every day, spends time with his 2 kids, his wife, his golden retriever, and watches his Saturday Night Live every weekend. But no, this is not that. This is that car, but on steroids and with a side of, you guys know, that Miami white stuff. This is a Volvo with a 2.5 liter inline 5 with 300 horsepower. It's basically a baby V10. And guess what? It's got a manual. It's got the Spaceball shifter, so it looks crazy. And this thing loves boost. So all you got to do is put a tune on it, maybe an exhaust and intake, and you're probably making 400 horsepower at that point, which in a Volvo station wagon is crazy. It's hard to beat. It really is hard to beat. I mean, it looks crazy. It's a station wagon. So again, you can put you, your wife, your 2 kids, and the golden retriever in it and be comfortable while cruising at 160 miles an hour on the highway. Now, that's my list. You guys let me know down below what you think. I know I've missed some cars. There's a lot of cars that you could put on this list. Heck, Aiden's Model 3 Performance could go on this list because it is technically a sleeper. And if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure you check out the channel. Make sure you like, you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching.